This episode was brought to you with the support of patrons of the Jessa channel, like Kristen. Thanks, Kristen. This episode was brought to you with the support of patrons of the Jessa channel, like Kristen. Thanks, Kristen. Join the party at patreon.com/the Jessa channel. Hey there, you're watching the Jessa channel on YouTube. I'm Jessa, and this is Lord of the Rings, War in the North. We are about to defeat, hopefully, the stone giant Bargrisar, and he's ahead somewhere up here. So I hope that we will be able to defeat him, as I think he is a formidable enemy. So let us proceed with the story with our elven lore master, Farron in the back there, the champion of Erebor, and all the way in the back there, Aradan of the Dunedain. Hello! Uh-oh! Oh, that's bad. Okay, so step one, we're gonna run. We're gonna run, Forrest. And then I'm gonna take a moment and take a healing cake and I think Victor's brew, maybe? Yeah, we'll see. Then the next thing we're gonna do is come in here like this and cast a healing light and just do my best to kind of... So you have to, if you try and go for the rest, like the top of the body there. You okay there, Farron? And then it's time for me to mosey on. Farron's doing his best there. Beware his fate!
I cannot do that yet.
Oh, man. I should have seen that coming. And I did not. Okay, so I'm going to roll in here and try and keep Farron alive by coming around the back here to where Farron is, where he's going to move here, and then laying down a sanctuary right there. Whoa. That might keep Farron up a little bit longer here. And then stand back. My sanctuary is back up again. So I'm going to... Whoop! Should have moved. Should have moved. I saw him going for that kneel. All right. And there. There we go. Now I can also walk behind him and do a... Whoop! Gotta go. Okay. And then also, I think a healing cake would be helpful here. Give me a little bit more regen, a little faster. Let's do as much of that extra damage as we can. There we go. Bye. Gotta go. Gotta go. Bye, boy. Look at that Farron in there just tanking with the best of them. Nope, nope. Ah. Ah, bugger all. Lay down another. Whoop! Knocking you flat. Hold still, you little bugger. Uh-oh. So now, strike his arms. And this is a neat thing. He literally can't move but his arms, but everything else. Okay. And I want to see that.
Fight me if you dare.
But he's still pretty dangerous, so I'm going to run it. Nope. Uh-oh. Nope, he's up again. He's up again. Okay.
Let's see if you can take me.
Come on. There we go. Nice. Fall right at my feet. Farron, you okay? Hey, dude. Farron. Farron's stuck in his armpit. Okay. So, that is the fight. I like how when he goes down, you can fight you need to attack his hands, and then he gets back up again. If you can't take him down while he's down on his knees, he will eventually recover and get back up again, and then you need to keep going for his feet. The first time I did this fight, I kept shooting at his head, not understanding I wasn't doing any damage. It took me a while to figure that out. Okay. I believe that's everything here. Unless Charlie over here is laying on something. Excuse me, Charlie. Nope. Okay. So now let us proceed. Ram! Yay!
It is finished. My people are avenged.
And behold, here come your kin.
My lord.
It would appear that you have done our work for us, Balaram.
Not I, Lord Gwahir. Your thanks belong to these three. Andriel, Farin, and Aradan. It is they who rid us of Bargrisar.
The same three that saved you at Fornost.
Indeed. A remarkable chance that we should meet again.
If If chance it was, your fate seems strangely intertwined. But be that as it may, we are doubly grateful to you. First for saving the life of Balaram, and now for slaying the giant.
Well, do you believe that there are any more giants here before, if there are, we are happy to help you with them and defeat them all before we continue looking for Agandaur?
Are there more of these stone giants threatening your people?
There are other giants, certainly, but none that we would consider an enemy. Bargrisar was ever inclined to mischief, and was shunned by his own folk. Yet I never thought him capable of murder. He must have been persuaded to undertake these actions.
We have discovered signs that Agandaur has been here in the Ettenmoors, that same servant of the Dark Lord that we encountered at Fornost.
Then we need look no further for the source of Bargrisar's corruption. But how is it you chose to search these remote moors for Agandaur?
Well, it was not pure chance, I'm sure. I could say it was, but it would be untrue. For Elrond sent us, master of my house.
My master, Elrond Half-Elven, suspected the enemy might be gathering here. It was he who sent us to investigate.
I will not question the wisdom of Master Elrond. He sees much that is hidden from others. Yet I fear you have come too late to find Agandaur. We have searched the Ettenmoors thoroughly in our hunt for Bargrisar, yet we have seen no sign of this servant of the Dark Lord. If he was here, we can be reasonably certain he is here no longer. My people will work to disperse the enemy forces that remain in the moors. We will be on guard against the return of Agandaur.
Then we'd best head back to Rivendell. Elrond will be wondering about us. We've already been gone too long.
I will arrange for a messenger.
My lord, I owe my life to these three, and I too believe Agandaur to be a grave threat to the free peoples of the North, Eagles no less so than any other. If you would grant me leave, I wish to accompany them and aid them in their quest.
You ask a great deal, Balaram. I may have need for all my followers soon. Yet I perceive a great destiny awaits these three, and it seems you are now part of it. Very well. I will grant you permission to join with them for as long as you see fit.
Unless Balaram plans to carry his friends like sheep in his talons, he will need help. If it pleases you, my lord, I will gladly accompany them as well.
I too have a stake in this quest. Let me be the third.
So be it. 3 who cleave the air to match 3 who walk the earth. May fortune favor you all. Arminel, Barenthor, you shall be at Balaram's command. Obey his word until such time as you return to us. Now I must depart. Many forces are at work across Middle-earth, and many events take shape. I must consider what part the Eagles will play in them.
All the best to you, Lord Gwaihir, and I will commend you to Master Elrond. On behalf of all of the elves and free folk, thank you for your help.
We are most grateful for your aid and trust, Lord Gwaihir. Farewell.
All right, and that allows us to go back to Rivendell. Let's see how we did. I did a good amount of damage to the boss, which is nice. And Farron, as usual, was tanking that damage. That's what he's built for. Not going to be a lot of limb severage. I think there's going to be 0 limb severage all around because there were no... Well, actually, that's not true. I think we did fight some orcs on the way up to this guy, and that's considered part of it. So let's see how we did. Damage dealt to bosses. Yeah, no, I don't think we're going to get our limb severage here. Not this time. Nope. Because no limbs were severed, sadly. All right, let's continue.
return at last. We grew concerned for you. I fear you have missed your chance to say farewell to the members of the Fellowship, for they have departed. Clearly you found danger in the Etenmoors, yet you have returned safely, and in the company of 3 of the Great Eagles, no less. There is a story behind this, and I am eager to hear it.
Well, Andriel cannot help herself from saying, the Fellowship has departed. Aragorn, the Ring-bearer, they're all gone.
The ring is on its way south. When did the Fellowship set out?
They have only just departed. Did you discover something in the Etenmoors that makes you fear for their safety?
No. I'm simply concerned for us all.
Yes, but it is a danger we all share. We found trolls and orcs preparing for war, just as we feared, and they were led by a renegade stone giant.
He had made attacks against Gwaihir's people.
But with the Eagle Balaram's help, we managed to put an end to him.
That was well done, but this is troubling. Why would a stone giant act in this manner? They have never been hostile to free folk before.
We found these tokens on some of the slain.
Some of them bear the Black Raven emblem of Agandaur.
Then we can be certain he is behind the giant's descent into evil. But there are also other tokens here I recognize. These are the marks of the orcs of Mount Gundabad, far to the north.
Mount Gundabad? Please tell us more.
What can you tell us of Mount Gundabad?
It is a great peak that stands far to the north, at the meeting point of the Misty Mountains and the Grey Mountains. Once, Gundabad was a delving of the dwarves, but it was abandoned long ago. It has since become a stronghold of the orcs. You would be hard-pressed to find a more dangerous location in all the north.
Then that means that Rivendell is in danger, is it not?
Then orcs are gathering to Agandaur's banner from all across the north. Imladris may well be their target.
I fear you are correct. We have made plans for our defense, but truthfully, our best hope lies in eliminating the threat of Agandaur.
If the orcs of Mount Gundabad are serving Agandaur, perhaps we can find him there.
It may well be. From Mount Gundabad, the orcs have many tunnels and secret pathways connecting the hidden mines and orc holes of the Misty Mountains. The orcs can move along those routes in great numbers without being seen. If Agandaur is raising an army to fight for his master in the north, it is certain he will have traveled to Gundabad. The evidence you have uncovered confirms this to be so, yet we have no way of knowing if he is there still.
Maybe not, but it's not like we have many more choices, other than to sit waiting for Agandaur to strike first.
To walk into such an orc-infested pit as Mount Gundabad would seem like folly, but you have proven your skill and daring many times over. And too, you have the eagles to aid you. It may be that you will find a way to take the enemy by surprise. It is certain that, were you to destroy Agandaur, you would cut the heart from Sauron's plan to make war in the north.
But what of Frodo?
But what of Frodo and his quest? Is there nothing more we can do to assist him?
That die is cast. We must abide the consequences, for good or ill. There is nothing more we here can do but to look to our own defense.
Well, then, Master Elrond, if I may, what will you do?
How will you prepare?
We will continue to plan for the defense of Imladris. The enemy will not find us unprepared. I will send warnings to such allies as we have. There is strength to be found in Imladris still, but in truth, you 3 may be our best hope.
Then we shall not fail. We travel to Mount Gundabad.
Your courage is commendable, but be certain you are well prepared. Mount Gundabad will not be forgiving of the unwary. Farewell, and may the stars shine upon your path.
We are going to be traveling to Mount Gundabad next. And let's see, more quest. Elrond suspects that Agendour may be at Mount Gundabad far to the north. You must attempt to infiltrate the mountain and eliminate Agendour. We also have some side quests that we can turn in here.
Is there something I can help you with, Andrea?
Or not. I guess not. Let's see, where would we...
More of your time. Farewell, Master Elrond.
I know there's a side quest here. I believe we have some gemstones to give to Angmir.
Ah, it's good to see you again. Have you had any luck procuring the gemstones we spoke of?
Yes, I have them.
Yes, here are the stones you requested.
Excellent, but we must be assured of their quality. Take them to the dwarf, Glowin. His skill at appraising gemstones is unequaled.
All right, very well.
Very well. I shall return soon.
So Glowin is over here. We also are going to have a word with our eagle friends. Here he is, Glowin.
A pleasure to meet a fine member of Elrond's household. Andriel, isn't it? Your name's on the lips of many around here. You've done good service in our battle against the foul servants of the enemy. I'm just a guest here, and much obliged to Elrond for his courtesy. But what can an old dwarf do for you today?
Ah, well, Elrond tells me that you can, well, our good smith, Angmir, tells me that you can appraise these gems, and that you are the best in all of Middle-earth.
I have collected these gemstones for the smith Angmir, but if he is to make use of them, they must be of the highest quality. He wishes for your appraisal.
My pleasure. I always enjoy handling fine gems. Oh, yes. These are excellent stones. See here, the depth of color. The way they seem to shine with an inner light. In fact, I've a fancy to buy them from you. I never tire of collecting such stones, and I've plenty of coin in my purse. How is the weight of your own purse these days?
We're not going to sell them for a couple reasons. One, we have nearly 30,000 silver. We don't need the money. And two, I think that he's going to make, the smith will make us something better than what he could give us. So they're not for sale.
I would not wish to insult Angmir by failing to return with the gems, but thank you all the same.
Ah, well, fair enough. But the offer stands if you change your mind.
Okay, let's bring, but I am curious to know how much a coin, because I believe that you can take his first offer or you can bargain with him, which makes me curious to know how much he would have been willing to give up for those coins. But this game is so generous with the loot, as you can see, that we have 36,000 coin. And so, you know, we're set for now. We're not going to go broke anytime soon.
Welcome. I'm curious about those gemstones we spoke of. Has Glowin confirmed their quality?
He has. He says they're of the highest quality. He also offered to buy them, but I refused. Here they are.
He has. Here they are.
Ah, excellent. I will put these to good use. And since you have provided me with the materials I need to fashion more elf stones, I would be pleased if you would accept some of my already finished work. Take whichever suits you best.
And that gives us a choice of reward. This is why I wanted these, because these are very, very helpful. Let's go through them one by one. Plus 35 shock damage. Excellent. This is dexterity. And damage. Find more coins. That could be helpful, but like I said, I'm doing very well with the coins already. Let's see about this one. Plus 1.5 damage to orc. I think I'm going to go with shock damage. So, because just that extra damage is so helpful. There we go. And I don't think we have a place we can put that just yet. But I'll see. We have some ranged weapons we can sell here. We do have... This is our best staff so far as far as what it's doing. It's ice damage, fire damage, so helpful. It looks like we got some new boots. Troll's Fell boots. Unfortunately, they require 21 stamina, which we don't have, but we will. I'll start raising my stamina up as we go. And then we've got a few items that we can sell here. Oh, and let's do some repairs too.
Hello again. What can I help you with?
I really like that smith. So yeah, we definitely need to do some repairs, so let's do that. That's one of the reasons why I keep the item I have equipped in the first slot here, because then I can quickly go through like this and repair things, because for some reason in this game there is not a repair all button, which would be very helpful. I am particularly concerned, as always, with getting the best staff and sword.
Those who venture into the wild must be well prepared. Examine the goods Imladris has to offer.
Yeah, definitely the next step before I start to change out the armor that she's been wearing since level 9 is to raise her stats. I don't think I have too much to sell. Okay. That's it. We also have a quest to turn in over here. I believe Arwen wanted us to pick up some items that would allow her to make a special potion.
My Govanen, Andriel. It is good of you to visit me again.
My thoughts stray often to Estelle and my brothers, but also to you and your companions. I continue to brew Miraval, but I am concerned about our dwindling stocks. We still have need of those ingredients I spoke of before.
Oh, interesting. It looks like I don't have everything yet.
I must take my leave, lady.
Let's take a look at our quest log here. Miravor, what am I missing? Oh, honey. Oh, okay. Mountain honey. So I suppose that will be found where we're going. We have found 3 of the 7 scrolls for the Cult of the Lidless Eye. We've finished a good number of quests already, so I feel very accomplished by that. All right. Let us now speak to one of the eagles, get to know them better. I don't believe we've gotten a chance to really connect with Belaram. He's my favorite.
Gundabad awaits us.
I'm curious, maybe you know your king, your eagle lord. Why did he agree to this?
I will confess, I was surprised that Gwaihir gave you leave to come with us. He rarely intervenes in the affairs of those who walk upon the ground.
It is true, Gwaihir thinks first of the safety of his own kind, and he is more likely to take a dangerous task upon himself than to send another. He sees us as observers, watching from high above, but holding aloof from the affairs of the earth. He feels we should bear information, not burdens. Even now, the Windlord is considering what part the Great Eagle should play in the events that lie before us, though there may be little time left to ponder such things.
Ah, yes. But speaking of... No, does that mean you disagree with Gwaihir?
We would not wish to cause strife between the Windlord and you, yet it seems you disagree with his view.
I have served Gwaihir loyally for a long time, and he, in turn, has the wisdom to trust my judgment. He knows that I have chosen the wind I must fly upon, and my choice is this. I can no longer stand apart. I must act. Even an eagle must rest upon an area that has its roots in the earth. We cannot entirely escape the ground, and the fate of elves, men, dwarves, and even hobbits will ultimately be our fate.
Those are very wise words. Are you sure about this? It is dangerous.
We ask a great deal of you to carry us into such danger. Perhaps we ask too much.
I believe this is the time when all who care for the fate of Middle-earth must act. From on high, I see many lands and many people beneath my wings. In my own way, I am a steward of the North. In this hour, I will join with those who are bold enough and strong enough to stand against the likes of Agandar. For if we fail, there may be nothing left to watch over.
Then we are honored. I am honored.
The friendship of the Great Eagles is a rare honor, and your friendship is a treasure beyond price, Balaram.
It is I who am honored. I am pleased to find such friends in these dark times. You may depend on me to the end, whatever that may be. Call upon me without hesitation. We stand ready to bear you to Gundabad.
One more question. Tell me about our new companions, Baron Thor and Armanel.
I thought it a rare thing that you offered your aid to us, and hardly expected 2 more eagles to do the same. What can you tell me of them?
Armanel is a seasoned warrior. He knows full well what he faces, and accepts it gladly. Baron Thor is young, and eager to prove himself. But he has deep courage, and few can match his swiftness on the wing. But you need not take my word. Ask them yourself. They will gladly speak with you if you so desire.
And do you know anything more of Mount Gundabad, which may help us.
What should we expect when we reach Mount Gundabad?
I can tell you little. The stronghold of Gundabad is carved into a great mountain peak covered in snow and ice. We rarely fly that far north because of the treacherous winds and blizzards that howl from the frozen wastes beyond. It is an ancient abode of enemies, and we must approach it with the greatest caution.
Then, do you think we would be overwhelmed? 3 on land and 3 in the sky against so many.
Perhaps Gundabad is an impossible task.
3 alone cannot hope to stand against all the orcs of Gundabad. Only stealth will serve you. We must search out a secret way that will not pit you directly against your foes, or you will stir up a hornet's nest such as you cannot imagine. I have seen you 3 triumph against desperate odds. If you cannot find a way, then no one can. My companions and I will be there to help as best we may, but once you enter the confines of Gundabad, there will be little that we can do.
Ah, that is a good point.
I will bear that in mind. Farewell.
So basically what he is saying is do not be foolish and walk up to the front door and ring the doorbell, but instead slip in the back through the servants' quarters. Let's talk to one more of our eagle friends today. This is Baron Thor. He is the one who is young and eager and wishes to prove himself.
It is a fine day for flying, don't you think?
I love his voice. I must ask, do you bear us willingly? We understand how eagles are not meant to carry the men of the earth.
Great eagles are not built to carry burdens, Baron Thor. I would not have you continue to carry us against your will.
I am more than willing. I had long begged the Windlord for a chance to prove myself. I don't fear orc, goblin, or troll. Let's return to the air and put fear into the hearts of our enemies. It is a grand adventure.
That's the spirit. Okay, and so are you kin to Belaram? I've just finished speaking to him, and he has spoken highly of you.
Are you kin to Belaram?
No, but he has always guided me. Belaram taught me tricks of the air and secrets of the wind. We often hunt together. He's shown me the fine art of snatching a wild sheep from the side of a mountain, and how to dive upon a wolf and pluck hairs from its tail. Wherever Belaram leads, I will follow.
Poor wolves. Then you have been here for a few days. Have you yet met Bilbo?
Are you one of the eagles who came to Bilbo's aid in his quest?
I haven't met Bilbo, though I've heard much about him. My father was one of those who carried a dwarf and later fought in the Battle of 5 Armies. I was considered too young and inexperienced to take part in the battle. I have much to do if I'm to match my father's fame and valor.
I am looking for information on Gundabad. Do you know any more about it that would help us on our upcoming quest?
What do you know of Mount Gundabad?
I've never been there, but I know it's a high peak that lies far to the north, on the edge of the frozen wastes, and that it has long been infested with orcs. We do not nest there. When the north wind blows across the wastes, it racks the mountain with blizzards driven by fierce gales. But I will not be daunted by the north wind.
Okay, that is Baron Thor. So, I believe that we are ready to go, but since that was a relatively short conversation, I'm curious to see if Bilbo has any more to say to us. Because we will not be returning to Rivendell for quite a while.
Welcome home, Andriel. I saw you arrive, and I must say it made for a fine sight. We have something in common now, my friend. We are among the few who can claim to have ridden on the back of an eagle, although I'm sure you enjoyed your journey more than I. Truthfully, I found the whole experience rather terrifying.
Oh, tell me about your flight.
Perhaps you wish to tell me again about your adventures with the Great Eagles. I know you never tire of telling the story.
Oh, well, it's a long story, really. There we were, 13 dwarves, 1 wizard, and 1 rather frightened hobbit, perched in the treetops, trying to hide from an army of wolves and goblins. They sniffed us out soon enough and set fire to the trees. It would have been the end of us all right there, had the King of the Eagles not led his people to our rescue. I was grateful to be saved, of course, but to this day I still feel a bit dizzy whenever I think about that wild flight.
Well, I must tell you, I enjoy it. It is, I feel safe nestled in to the feathers on their backs, and Balaram is good conversation even when flying. And to see all of Middle-earth laid out before you. Ah, it is beautiful. I enjoyed it.
For my part, I have never experienced anything to match the thrill of soaring among the clouds. I am eager to take to the air again.
I suppose that shouldn't surprise me, coming from one brave enough to fight with giants. Oh yes, I've heard all about your adventures in the Eton Moors. Everyone in Rivendell is talking about it. I've seen stone giants with my own eyes. It's beyond me how you managed to get the better of one.
Ah, stone giants. You have seen them.
You contended with giants?
Well, contended is not the right word. It was more like trying my best not to be accidentally trod upon. Frankly, I'm surprised a giant would make war upon us in this way. The ones I encountered seemed caught up in their own affairs and not the least bit concerned with me or my companions.
Well, we believe that this is Agendour's doing, trying to rile up normally, well, if not peaceful, at least solitary enemies to fight against us in the north. I believe that they want to come here to Enladris, and conquer it.
In this we see the hand of Agendour. I'm certain it was he who corrupted the giant.
Agendour again. Oh, I don't like hearing about that one. Especially when I think about places like Bree or the Shire. Seems like there is so little to stand in his way.
We will stop him. Come somehow and some way, we will stop him. For if that is what we must do to keep Sauron's eye on the north and away from Frodo's quest, then that is what we will do.
Do not despair, Bilbo. We intend to find Agendour, and when we do, we will put an end to his schemes.
I believe you will find a way to do that, my friend. You have certainly made a good start by thwarting his plans at Fornost and the Eton Moors. You know, someone should be setting down this story of yours. It's certainly worthy of being remembered. I do have my own book to finish, but perhaps when that's done, maybe you should give me an account of your adventures. I'll take notes, and one day I can write your story. What do you say to that?
Oh, I would be honored. But it is not my story. For Farron and of Erebor, and Eradan of the Dunedain were with me as well as Balaram. If you add them to the story, then we would all be honored.
It would be an honor to have our story recorded by so worthy a chronicler.
Very well, then. Why don't you start at the beginning?
It began some weeks past at the Sarn Ford, and so, with the giant dead and the great eagles joining our cause, we returned here to Rivendell to inform Elrond of all we had learned.
Outstanding! What a riveting tale! There is enough there to fill a volume or two already. I just hope I managed to get it all straight. I tried to take good notes. You really must come back later to let me know how it's progressing.
Perhaps I shall, if my path brings me towards Imladris again. We can sit and share.
Who could say no to such an appreciative audience? Now I really should be on my way. Farewell, Bilbo.
Yay! That's talking to Bilbo, and I just decided to do one less eagle so that when we come in for the next episode, we'll have gotten to know all the eagles and can move on with the story. This is Armanel.
I am grateful to you, Lore Master. Even our high areas were threatened by the giant Bargrisar. You have my thanks.
Ah, your thanks are not needed, but we are appreciated. Let's try that again. Your thanks are not needed, my friend. We would have helped. But I also wonder, why did you help us?
An eagle rarely offers to carry another on his back. Why do you offer us this rare privilege?
It was enough for me that Belaram wished to join you. But there is also this. One of the eagles the stone giant slew was my own father. You avenged him, and for that act alone I would bear any of you to the farthest ends of Middle-earth. And though Bargrisar is gone, I still burn with the need for vengeance against the master that sent him against us, Agandaur. Your enemy is my enemy. I will not rest until he is brought down.
Then, were you a part of the Battle of the Five Armies? Or perhaps your father?
Were you one of the eagles that took part in the Battle of Five Armies?
So I was. When the Allied armies found themselves set upon by goblins who had stealthily scaled the mountain slopes, I was among those who set upon the enemy and cast them from the cliffs to perish.
Oh, that was brave and must have been very exciting. Your Lord Gwahir, what can you tell me about him? He is obviously a wise ruler.
What can you tell me of your leader, Gwahir?
Gwahir is the Lord of the Eagles. He can outfly the north wind, and his word is law. Long ages of the world have passed since ancient Thorondor, first and greatest of Eagle Lords, soared over Middle-earth. But Gwahir is the mightiest descendant of that line. He is wise and sees much that others miss.
All good kings should be wise in order to guide their people. For now, we are being guided to Mount Gundabad. Do you have anything that you can share about it?
Are you ready for a long flight to Mount Gundabad?
We are strong and rested. Belaram awaits you whenever you wish to depart. He is our leader in this venture.
He is our leader in this venture. Belaram, or as I love to call him, B-Ram, is where we will begin the first episode, I should say the next episode in this series. In this episode, we got to visit a little bit more with the Eagles and here in Rivendell and share some poetry and also get our weapons and armor repaired. And now we're ready for the next step of the story. And we will do that in the next episode. I want to thank you so much for joining me for this episode. If you enjoyed what you saw, please hit the thumbs up button below. And if you loved it, join the party and subscribe. Belaram! I love Belaram. And as always, thank you so much for watching.